Welcome to the Double Eagle podcast slash Zoomcast. I'm Roy J. Akers with you. I'm with Brandon Snell, PGA professional at Chatham Hills Country Club, located just outside of Indianapolis, Indiana. Well, my friend, you are at one of the great golf course and venues, country clubs, the whole shot in the state of Indiana. What says you?
Yeah, no, it's a pretty special place. It's very exciting to kind of see what everything's happened in the last couple months and year, but here we are.
Yeah. Taking a look at the country club, I had the occasion, thanks to you, of getting to play. And it's a very special place, a beautiful facility, beautiful developments going up all around it. Somebody had told me that if you just saw Chatham Hills 10 years ago in terms of the housing developments and stuff, it would have been a much different place.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I worked at Meridian Hills as an assistant golf professional in 2016 and 17, and Kyle Kramer, who is now the head golf professional at Valhalla, he was the pro that opened the course, and he had a pretty cool, unique opportunity there. And when Kyle was up there, invited us to come up and play. I mean, I felt like I was driving halfway to Michigan to come up to Westfield and to look what Westfield, the community, the club has flourished into is quite special. It's been pretty cool to kind of see the progress.
Yeah, you're excuse me, going to your pro shop. I made sure I bought some swag. I have my golf bag only has stops from the various professional tour events on there. I actually have more head covers for both hybrids and drivers, and and metal woods, and I actually have spots, so I have to rotate. So I added Chatham Hills on there, and I got that, and I got one of the most beautiful hats, and it looks like I'm actually peeking out from the jungle, and it's just a cool hat. So I was so glad to go into the pro shop, and the best part of it was that I talked to a young lady. I didn't get her name, but she played for Xavier Golf, and then
Yep. Katie Cook.
yeah, she is a very sweet person, very professional. And then the father son that you put me out there with, they were
Yep.
likewise very nice people. And so I can tell that your country club is a place, a very welcoming place for members and prospective members as well. So thank you so very much. Now, one of the things that I'll say, Chris, I don't even know Chris's last name, that he had told me is that Chatham Hills has held some big events in the past, but none like the LIV, which we'll get into in the next question. And so, what are some of the big events that Chatham Hills Country Club has hosted on this beautiful Pete Dye design?
Yeah, so as of recent years in 2021, we held the Indiana State Open. And then we did the 2023 NCAA Division One Women's Regional. And then in 24, we had the men's MAC championship. The Indiana, or excuse me, Ball State, the only Indiana school, was able to come home victorious as University of Toledo served as the host. And then here we are hosting the LIV Individual Championship. Quite a pedigree in the short 9 years that Chatham's here been in existence.
Yeah, this golf course is tremendous. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. So you're moving on up, and that typically happens when a golf course and a membership is willing to extend some tee times, because some memberships don't want to do that, but yours has. When you were presented the opportunity with LIV coming to Chatham Hills Country Club, it obviously the answer was yes. Was there any talk on that, or was this basically as they've asked, we're doing it?
Yeah, so we have a pretty unique situation. Hinkie Development Group is the sole owner of the club at Chatham Hills, as well as they were the ones that started or developed Bridgewater. And then they since now just have Chatham Hills and Holiday Farms, which is another private club in Zionsville, which is just 20 minutes west or southwest of us. So yeah, when the opportunity came about, I mean, it was pretty surreal. And so they came to our ownership group and was like, "Hey, I think this could be a really cool opportunity." And ownership really liked the opportunity to host something like this, but then when we got the city involved in the state, I mean, it was just off to the races as everyone's been so welcoming and helpful throughout this entire process because it was probably a 14, 15-month planning process for us.
I can't believe you said off to the races being so close to Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're not going to pardon that pun, but what we're going to do is we're going to be back in 30. We're going to talk more about the LIV Tour and some of the plans coming up for Chatham Hills Country Club. It is a very special place, folks. And we're going to talk more about the golf course, the LIV Tour, and more. That happens next. This is Roy J. Akers for the High Bank Fury podcast. We are found multiple times weekly where we talk to NASCAR drivers, cover stories, and those that shape the sport. This is not just another podcast. We get exclusive content, talk fantasy NASCAR racing, and spill the news before other media outlets drop their take. We are on all podcast channels, the YouTube channel, and can be found on skyviewsports.net. Check out High Bank Fury, the podcast, today. With me is Brandon Snell, PGA professional at Chatham Hills Country Club near Indianapolis, Indiana. We talked briefly, kind of whet our appetites with the LIV Tour coming in and playing the golf course. So so many things happen. You can see where the grandstands were because as I played the course, I don't know, are you going to have to resod? Is that basically how that's going to have to work?
Yeah, essentially. I mean, luckily with the build out, I mean, there weren't a ton of areas really. There were three big build outs, being number 11, which was the party hole, number 17, which were the suites off on the left-hand side. That was actually really out of play. Then 18, the backside of that. But yeah, they're planning to resod and get that stuff back healthy again. But also just with plans to eventually do it again in the 2026 season.
So all that sod you're planting is going to be probably you're going to rip it out before they even come back. I have no idea how that works, but you could see I was told yesterday by Chris and Cade, my playing partners yesterday about the party hole, and you could kind of see where the stands were and all of that.
Yep.
This Pete Dye design, I'm sure it was well received by the Live pros. And what did they say about the golf course in general?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of good things. Was able to talk with a couple players on that regard, and they love the golf course. And quite frankly, this golf course wasn't set up and built to host elite caliber players like the Live Tour. But luckily, everything came to fruition, and these guys tore it up. I mean, this golf course was built for the membership. It's a very playable golf course, and if you want to challenge yourself, step all the way back at what was 7,300 yards. Now it tips out at 7,550 roughly. But they didn't use all the back boxes. Obviously, they want that excitement. And the party hole played 60 yards less than what it typically does on a daily basis from the back tees.
So there you have it. And the golf course was outstanding. One of the cool things about this is the LIV Tour is kind of promised fans and the public alike that you have more accessibility to the players, a little bit more of a party atmosphere. They're encouraging fans. You've got the concerts going on. I don't know if they were going on at all while the play was going on, but I know a DJ was for sure.
Yes, definitely. And we had Riley Green on Friday night and Jason Derulo on Saturday, which were very well attended. That was out on the driving range floor, actually, is where that took place. And it was a pretty surreal experience overall, man. And just looking out at the crowds and thinking that, wow, this happened. And it's happening. It's very, very surreal for all of us.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Now, there's always a learning process. You know, football coaches will say, "Hey, I learned more about my team from the first game to the second than I do the rest of the year." Well, you had your first year. What have you and the LIV Tour people kind of gotten together, huddled up on, and said, "Hey, this was great, but we got next level stuff next year." Can you spill any of that or not?
It's one of those things that they've got a pretty unique product, and we think that we did it to the best of our abilities, but now that we have more of the clarity on how things are going to look, I think we can even elevate that, whether it be for our members or the community in general. I think 2026 event is going to be something that'll be definitely unforgettable, it'll really top the 2025 event as well.
Yeah. Now, I know you didn't really tell us anything specific, but I would imagine that's okay. I would imagine the state of Indiana, your town, and your partners and membership said, "Hey, tell you what, I'd like to throw my hat in the ring. We got some ideas for you. We can make this happen." I imagine that's a rhetorical question, right? They're going to help out.
Yeah, at the end of the day, everyone's got ideas, right? And just trying to narrow those down on the what ones are going to benefit the event as a whole. So yeah, there's a lot of things in talk, but nothing concrete yet. Um, but now knowing that we have the support of everyone is very encouraging, and we're really excited to kind of see where it goes. Because to get 60,000 fans through there over the 3 days was quite remarkable. I haven't got the final official numbers yet, but just seeing what it all looked like over those 3 days was quite special.
Yeah. Now, Brandon, I did hear that you guys exceeded expectations for attendance and for being a club host and all that. So I'm going to give you a great big kudos for that. What were some of the things that you heard from, the various stakeholders, whether it be Live, your membership, the community, even the PGA, Indiana PGA?
Well, yeah, I mean everyone loved the event that attended it, and quite frankly, I mean there were a lot of people that were very questionable on what this was going to look like. But once everyone experienced what the event really truly was, a lot of people really enjoyed it and are excited for next year. And hopefully next year, I mean, throughout the entire planning process, we are making so many different changes at the golf course. And so there's a lot to be said about that. But looking forward, I mean, it's just there's a lot going on, and everyone's pretty stinking excited for it.
As far as the golf course itself, one of the things that happens is that after, and I've been to a lot of PGA, LPGA events in my time, is that when a course holds an event, the the Steam membership, it's like a club that's in the know in the state, and I imagine that's one of the things that's happened is that people go, wow, I had no idea this place is here. You have yourself a crown jewel. And I imagine that the public, you're hearing those kinds of comments to your both your membership, to you, and in the community itself, and that's a big kudos.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. No, it's really exciting, and to kind of get Chatham Hills on the map is something that we're really looking forward to. I mean, we're just getting visitors from all over the country throughout the season, just looking forward to the event. And now, after they've seen where um, Sebastian Munoz shoots 59, and which we did not see that coming. We saw maybe 8, 9 under, but seeing that and then replaying some of his shots out there on the golf course that you hear some members talk about, are pretty, pretty cool experience there.
Sure. What I'd like to do, we're going to take our final 30 right now. When we come back, Brandon, I want you to brag on a couple of the golf holes that you have there. We'll drone them next spring if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And we'll come out there and we will have them. We will next level this so that you can do what you will with it. Put it on your site, your Facebook, whatever it is you do. And so we're going to do that right next. This is Roy J. Akers for the High Bank Fury podcast. We are found multiple times weekly where we talk to NASCAR drivers, cover stories, and those that shape the sport. This is not just another podcast. We get exclusive content, talk fantasy NASCAR racing, and spill the news before other media outlets drop their take. We are on all podcast channels, the YouTube channel, and can be found on skyviewsports.net. Check out High Bank Fury, the podcast, today. We are with Brandon Snell, PGA professional at Chatham Hills Country Club near Indianapolis, Indiana. You talk, about the golf course generally and the party hole and some of the other holes. Is there a signature hole, or is it really kind of disrespectful to say that about a Pete Dye course?
There's never anything disrespectful if there's one hole that jumps out to you, but looking at 18, I mean, the view that you have, especially during the event when you had the Club 54 right behind it, I mean, very challenging hole where you can't see the putting surface on your approach shot, but the new tee that they had built that unfortunately wasn't playable during the event just due to the crazy weather that we had this summer.
Yeah.
But that new tee is going to be like or excuse me, a 270 carry roughly to get to the start of the fairway. So very, very challenging hole, which you have the prevailing wind that's normally right into you. So very, very tough hole, but um, selfishly, I'm a huge fan of 14. I think it's just the start of a good stretch of finishing holes. So 14, they played as 227-yard par three that actually played over par quite a few days. And there were 4 or 5 holes that played over par during the entirety of the event.
Yeah, one of the things that happens at Chatham Hills is that you really need to put the ball on the right spot on the green. I'm happy to be on the green. These guys are next level, but if you don't put your ball on the right spot on these greens, you're staring at a three putt easy.
Yes, definitely. You got a couple with a couple of severe tears in them and plateaus, especially 13, that par five. They played short for those players, but you got a front, almost a Redan type green complex where you got a upper and then your middle tier of the green is the lowest, and then it goes back up on the back third.
Yeah, it's once again diabolical Pete. He made these greens very challenging and testy. That is for sure. I thought I could putt, and Pete taught me a lesson yesterday. I gotta do a little bit more practicing out there. I played at the Pete Dye course down at the French Lick Resort, so I know a thing or two about Pete, and I played a few other of his creations as well. Let's finish up one hole on the front side that is one of your whipped cream with a cherry on top favorites.
I was very interested to see how they played number five, which is historically a big dogleg left par five. And then when Mr. Norman was there, he added a tee way back to play at 625, but just with, I think it was more logistical aspects. They wanted to be able to move the crowds around and get people closer to green. So they actually played it up from our blue tee. So about, says 530 on the card, but the way they took the dog leg and played about 490-yard par four. That one played over par. So I think that's one of the great holes, but really taking a step back, if you remember number four. Um, Number four is big dog leg right around the pond. And I think that is just that's personally my favorite hole on the front nine. You got some great views out there on seven and whatnot, but I think four is just a really good test of golf. I mean, you got a demanding tee shot, and the farther you take it, cut it over the water, obviously that landing zone gets farther and farther away from you. And then you miss a green right, you're back in the water, or if not, saved by the bunker. So I think four and five were just a great stretch in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought hole number four was outstanding. That big dog leg right, that was my best driving hole yesterday. I hit a rifle shot, and I have because of all the traveling I'm doing covering sports, I have not been able to play as much, and it showed yesterday. This is not a golf course to play if you haven't played. This is a serious golfer's golf course, and it should be. Brandon Snell, any final comments? Like I say, I'm bragging on your membership, bragging on your golf course, the way you guys hosted that tournament. Is there anything else you'd like to say about Chatham Hills Country Club in conclusion?
No, really just to thank all of our team. It's a team effort to put on something like this, and not only the all the players in the game at the club, from Chad Allen, our superintendent, to our entire clubhouse staff. But really the community. I mean, to embrace this event, I mean, Hamilton County Sports Authority and Hamilton County Tourism, I mean, the state, City of Westfield, Mayor Willis, everyone just put all their eggs in one basket, and we really thrived throughout this event, and really excited for the 2026 event. So hope to see everyone out there, and really looking forward to elevating this already great experience.
If you want to find out more about Chatham Hills Country Club, I'm going to screen capture so they can check out your site. Tell us the website address and they can find out all things Chatham Hills CC.
Yeah, so just www.chathamhills.com or find us on at Chatham Hills on Instagram. And then even the Pro Shop has its own account, Pro Shop underscore Chatham Hills, and look forward to seeing you all soon.
Yeah, their pro shop is next level, everybody. You will go there and find some phenomenal golf items there. You heard about my head cover and about my hat. I would have bought a shirt yesterday, but I spent enough, and but I spent very wisely, and so thank you so much. And we'll look forward to seeing you next spring because coming to Indianapolis is one of the great golf destinations in all of the United States, and especially in the Midwest. There's so many great places to play, and Chatham Hills Country Club, it is private, but at the same token, well, just go ahead. I'm sure you can call Mr. Snell and figure something out. Anything else?
No, just thank you for all you do, and glad you enjoyed the round yesterday, and look forward to talking more soon.
Yeah, I tell you what, I definitely, you have to play this course 2 or 3 times to really appreciate all the places where you need to put your golf ball. Thank you, Brandon.
Absolutely. Thank you.